Tim, you mentioned sort of in the post-match there about the other guys stepping up, that it was obviously Trav with the bat, James with the ball, and then Nathan again. That's what you're looking for from your team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have to be more consistent when our best players miss out. To beat good teams, I think we're going to have contributions the whole way through our team, and I thought this Test match was a pretty good example of that, and a good example of how good we can be when that happens.
Just being a bit parochial, obviously James coming in for his first home test in a number of years, we saw what he could do in the Ashes, but to be thrown in and particularly to perform as well as he did this morning, you must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and we had no doubts that he would. We know the quality of Pato. We've said for a long time that we're very lucky to have high quality bowlers on the sidelines such as him. And yeah, I think he was awesome today in particular, but he also bowled superbly in the first innings and built pressure with Pat at times. And then today, when it was his turn to step up, he provided the team with the spark, as he does, and his energy around our group is infectious. He's great to play with. He's an excellent team man, and he leaves it all out on the field. So he was an excellent addition to our team and covered for Josh really, really well.
How pleased are you, I guess, just on that with the depths? I mean, losing someone like Josh Hazlewood before this test, you must be pretty pleased that you can just plug someone in like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought even last test when we lost Josh and still managed to take 20 wickets, again, I think it shows that we're starting to spread the load, and when we work together as a team and build pressure, that one day it's going to be Pat, the next day it's going to be Nathan, the next day it's going to be James Pattinson, another day it's going to be Mitchell Stark. So we just keep driving that home to all of our team. If we keep building pressure as a team, we've got some absolute firepower with the ball, we know that, and all of them are going to have their day in the sun. And the same with the batting. If we keep trying to build partnerships, trying to take teams, bowlers really deep and make them bowl lots of overs, then at some stage we're all going to get a chance to score lots of runs as well. So as I said, really pleased with the way we're playing at the moment.
Tim, just personally, was this a very satisfying test for you? You batted with a lot of freedom and you really seem to enjoy that stumping today.
Yeah, I think it was just a bit of byplay with the crowd. I think the New Zealand crowd were excellent. I thought they added to the Boxing Day test. It was a little bit like having the English here, to be honest. They made it exciting. They gave us a bit of stick. We gave a bit back. So it was all good fun, and it just makes it more memorable and more enjoyable, I think, to play in front of crowds that are getting right into it like that. And sometimes you get a bit carried away and give it back to them. But it was an excellent Boxing Day Test match crowd, and I don't think it'll be another 30 years until they're back. Something tells me.
Sorry, just about your batting. You'd said at some point during the Ashes that runs from you are a bonus, but you seem to be really enjoying yourself here, the freedom with which you batted as well.
Yeah, well, batting at 7, I think you have a bit of freedom, particularly when our top order did the job that they did on day one. I thought the batting conditions that Trav and I were in were probably as the best they were for the game, so it was important for us to do what we did, and obviously the New Zealand attack like to build pressure in a different way, and like to try and slow your scoring with the short ball tactic. So the position we're in, I thought it was probably the day for me to take it on. I like playing the pull shot, and I thought if I could get away, it would open the game up for us a little bit, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Tim, looking forward to Sydney. A win there would give you a 5-zip summer. Is that the sort of goal you have at the start of the summer, to win every test and complete that off? Or even if it wasn't a goal, it would be a pretty nice thing to do, I guess, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. We want to win every test match. There's no doubt about that. We know we've wrapped up the series here today, which is pleasing. But as I've said many times now, with the Test Match Championship, every Test match is really important. So winning the series is almost less important until we wrap up next week, hopefully with another good win. But I think the Test Championship's just added a new dynamic to it, and we've probably got to learn a little bit from what happened in the Ashes. I thought when we won the 4th test, it was such an emotional high. I thought that we looked after ourselves well in a celebration sense. It wasn't anything outlandish, but I just think the emotional high of winning that test and then a fast turnaround, guys were just a little bit flat mentally, I guess, and a bit drained from having such a big high. So to try and keep it nice and level the next few days, have a few days off, rest up, and hit that 5th test of the summer with as much energy as we hit the 1st test at the Gabba.
Tim, just on your LBW, did you seek any sort of clarification on what the actual
I suppose how they got to that verdict in terms of the tracking?
No, I did read this morning that I've got an invite, so I might take it up at some stage. But look, I'm not too interested. It is what it is. Sometimes you get a bit frustrated. Today we might have got one that went our way, so that's how it works.
Do you just in general, is it something that you think is, I mean, all the operators are constantly saying they're trying to get it more and more precise. Like, you're confident in that?
Well, you'd hope it would be spot on, not trying to get it more precise. But as I said, it is what it is. I think it would be nice to have across all test matches have the same technology in place for every test. Now, as a test championship, we'll see what happens.
Just one of the 4-day test matches. Obviously, you haven't had a 5th day in any of these tests so far this summer. Is that something that, it seems to be more and more of a discussion point among administrators? Like, how would you see Test cricket if you were to go to 4 rather than 5?
I don't know. We might not have got a result in the Ashes had we've done that. I think every game went to the 5th, so I think that's the point of difference with Test cricket, is that it is 5 days. It's harder mentally, it's harder physically, and it tests players more than the 4-day first-class fixtures do. I think that's what it's designed to do, so I hope it stays that way.
Tim, would you be more comfortable playing without technology? Would you rather just go back to just umpires?
No. No, look, it's certainly got its good points. There's just some ironing out at times that needs to be done, I think. But that's only my opinion, and I know they're trying to get it as precise as they possibly can. But I think as an aid to help the umpires get the correct decision, I think it's good.
Day off tomorrow, going to go to the truck?
Go to
the truck?
No, I've got the family in town, so I might, as I said, I might get there at some stage. I'm actually doing a bit of commentary after the test, so I'll have plenty of time to sneak in there then, maybe.
So just the pitch. How did you see it play over the 4 days?
Yeah, I thought it was a brilliant wicket. I thought it offered quite a bit on day 1 if you bowled the right length. Same on day 2 if you bowled the right length. And then it started to spin a little bit. So I thought all the bowlers that bowled well took wickets. I thought all the batters that applied themselves and spent some time out there scored some runs. And we saw some spin come into it. So I thought it was a fantastic wicket.
Tim, just a couple of throw-forward ones quickly. Has everyone come through this test unscathed, or there was some suggestion Mitch Starc may have hurt his hand? And secondly, any issues about the smoke in Sydney going forward?
No, everyone's good. And I think, I'm not too sure about the smoke in Sydney, I haven't seen, but again, even looking back to the few of the games that have been affected, it's, we're just playing a game of cricket, so I think if we're to come off the field, then so be it. Our thoughts are certainly with the people that are affected more seriously than it by us having to go and stand out and breathe a little bit of smoke. I'm sure we'll be fine. As I said, our thoughts are with the firefighters and the communities that are struggling with what's happening.
Tim, you mentioned, I think, at one point on the stump mic, a night with the king possibility tonight. Can you share any light over what Shane might have said at the tea break?
Oh, no, he spoke to us earlier in the test and said that we were invited to his annual barbecue. A few of the boys were a bit excited by the prospect of spending a bit of time with Shane and around his house, but as I said, we've got the families in here now, so I think we'll probably lock down here for the night.
Kane Williamson loomed as a real key player in the series beforehand. You kept him down pretty well. How do you see his mindset at the moment?
I'm not too sure. I know every time he walks out to bat, we desperately want to get him out. We think he's one of the best batsmen in the world. His record shows that. So, look, I think we're bowling really well to him at the moment. And I think, as I said, in Perth, we're making them bowl a lot of overs. We're making him make a lot of decisions as a captain out in the field, and that's what we want to do. We want to wear opposition players down, particularly their best player and captain. So, the more pressure we can keep putting on him from a skill point of view, the better off we're going to be. But we know, as I said, every time he comes out, he's a very, very hard man to get out.
Tim, just on Peter Siddle's announcement, he mentioned that he'd been speaking to you and Justin sort of as far back as England about his future. Had you tried to talk him out of making that decision when he did, or and what's his sort of legacy that he leaves?
Yeah, Yeah, we were keen certainly to have him around our group. We think he brings a lot with his experience. He's one of the best team men we've ever had, and he's an outstanding bowler. I think he's had a phenomenal career. I've been really lucky the last 18 months to have his support in the time that we went through. He's been a real sounding board for me. He's an experienced man. And as I said, he's one of the great team men that I've ever played with. I came through the academy with Sids when we were youngsters and played some underage cricket together, and he hasn't changed one bit except for the new teeth that he's got, and he's lost the white necklace that he used to wear, but he still played the game. In his last Test match, like he played in his first Test match, he left everything out on the field. I just think he played the game of cricket the way it was meant to be played, and we spoke to our boys about that this morning, about carrying on his legacy, how much he loved playing for his country, how much it meant to him, how much his teammates meant to him. He was just a legend of a man to have in your cricket team, and I know everyone who's played with him, whether it be at Victoria, the Adelaide Strikers, wherever else he's played overseas, know the quality of the person and the quality of the bowler, and should be really proud of the career he's had.